Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. I'm super excited to have Antonio here. So we actually met at a Neuroscience hackathon, I think a year ago at one of the AGI houses. And I feel like you might have just been starting AWEAR, is that right? Yeah. And so Antonio, tell me a little bit more about what got you started to build AWEAR. When did you have this idea?
Yeah, so my background is in hardware and software. I build hardware and software products for telecom actually all my life. And about 7 years ago, I decided to embrace a journey of self-awareness. I, started experimenting with meditation and saw the profound effect of meditation and psychotherapy on my general well-being, happiness, focus, productivity, you name it. And so about 2.5 years ago, I decided to take a break from my day job, telecom, and build something that can have an impact, direct impact on people. I was stressed out and overweight. I got myself an Apple Watch, started tracking my calorie burn and lost 40 pounds in 12 months. And that's when I said, okay, what if I want to lose 40 pounds of stress? How would I measure it? I looked around all the wearables. There's no wearables today that can measure our well-being, mental wellness. And so I said, let's build one. So look at different technologies, and EEG turned out to be the best one for what I wanted to do. So we started building the product, and now we have, we just launched our alpha, and so onboarding the first users. And so very exciting journey.
Yeah, nice. And it sounds great. Love the wellness space. I know you also told me that along when you started doing the meditation, you also went to a silent retreat. I'm actually going to my first one for a 10-day silent one next week.
Good luck.
He's told me it's torture, but it sounded like after that experience, you had like insights or aha, and can you share more about that and how that impacted you in building AWEAR?
Yeah, so, well, I've been practicing meditation for 7 years. I tried different types of meditation. I was doing mindfulness meditation, love and kindness. And then, just like you, it's just a random friend who told me about Vipassana meditation, this crazy 10-day silent retreat, which is like a boot camp. It's like I walked in and say, okay, this is gonna be the most zen 10 days of my life, and it was, to me, everybody has a different experience. For me, it was a nightmare. Like I wanted to get out of this center. For 10 days, you cannot read, you cannot write, you cannot talk, you cannot make eye contacts, you cannot do yoga, you cannot exercise, you cannot do anything. Just you and your mind. Okay, so I had like the weirdest nightmares. So instead of being something very zen and cool, it was literally like a boot camp for your mind. Think of like various boot camp for your body is the equivalent. But yeah, then the beautiful thing, I really saw the effect of that walking out of the center after 10 days. You really see how your brain starts slowing down, your mind slows down, and so like everything stretches and you're much more present. And so during that moment, like towards the end of the retreat, that's when I had this idea of measuring our brain as a way to make some intervention for our mind. That's how this idea started.
Nice. And can you share a little bit more about your journey since that? What have been some of the challenges? I know originally you had a co-founder, and now it sounds like you're a solo founder, so would love to know about your ups and downs.
Yeah, so my previous startup was also in hardware, and said that's going to be my last hardware startup, and yet I fell back into the same trap. Yeah, hardware, it is hard. There's a lot of, you just need to be very zen and very patient. A mistake with software takes a few days to fix. A mistake with hardware is always a three weeks lead time, so you need to work with really top-notch people. You have very little margin of error. So just building a hardware product is hard. It's more challenging. It's different types of challenges. So So that's been part of this journey. But it's also more like the ups and downs of any startups, right? And every single phase of this journey has been a learning experience. With me, started with just bootstrapping, just create the first prototype. I taught myself how to code in Flutter. And I'm a software engineer, software and hardware, but I never coded in Flutter, so I taught myself, and ChatGPT helped a lot to do that. Put together the first prototype. I had a good friend of mine help me with the initial prototype as well. Then we did Techstars. I think Techstars for me was a really great experience to really, I learned a lot of sensitivity for the customer experience. I think that's what really gave me, if I had to summarize in one word, is really customer experience, user experience. You build a technology and a product for fixing a real problem and understanding their problem, connecting emotionally with them. So, and then, I did have a co-founder, but she decided that, to leave. Yeah, we're still good friends, actually. I just saw her today. It's just been a journey. It's just been interesting to see like the team has evolved over time. Some people left, some people stayed. I think those ones who stayed are really, I think after 2.5 years, we built a really strong team of people who are really committed. They have incredible skills, both on the software level and on the data science level, and also the hardware. So yeah, it's been a journey, and TechCrunch was the latest part of the journey, not the last. The latest part of the journey was an incredible platform for us to really get our word out there. So yeah, I think I have this kind of a summary of the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, can you give some advice on creating a great team? Because it sounds like you say you have an amazing team. This is your second time founding. So what have you learned along the way about attracting really good talent and keeping that?
Well, I don't know if I can give good advice. I'm still in the process. But I built team all my life. If I find the right people, it's really hard. It's like dating, really. Like you have two amazing individuals, it's just not a good match. Or sometimes it's she or he has very strong skills, but you're not just for the right time of your startups at the right moment. And how I found it is just a mix and match of things, like one of my really good friends, I've known him for 14 years. I think like everybody that joined our team is somehow connects to our product, which I find really cool. Like those one at least who stayed somehow had some kind of mental wellness. Somebody even had a stroke. So I think the emotional connection to the product is really important, and maybe interestingly enough, all those ones who stayed are those ones that had somehow some emotional connection to the product. I don't think there's a playbook for hiring a good team. It's just a trial and error, and in time try to get better and better, truly understand, I try to be very transparent with the person when I hire, about, this complete transparency in my team. That's value number one: transparent communication, open communication, trust. And I start since from day one. I don't hide anything. The cool thing about our technology, I cannot hide my emotions because my app tells me the emotions. So it's all about, revealing your emotions and be okay with that. And so I think what I try to do in the hiring process is really be as honest as possible, as transparent for the good and the bad of the project, I keep my team informed, and they keep me informed with every single thing that happened in the project. So I don't know whether that answers your question.
Yeah, that's great. And before we open up the floor to questions, can you share a little bit more about that TechCrunch experience, preparing for the pitch, finding out you won? Like, what was that like? You know, the anticipation, the waiting, yeah.
Well, I remember that it's funny enough that I received the email for TechCrunch and I didn't respond right away because I think I completely missed the email and it was I got accepted to Battlefield 200 and I did not respond because I completely missed that email. I received tons of emails every single day and I thought it was one of those spam emails and then they contacted all those people that they're not responding because I think it was Memorial Day or something. So many people, I think it was Burning Man, that's why. So many people, many people did not respond. And so I responded, and the first thing I asked is, do I need to pay anything for this? Because if you're very lean with our startup, they said, no, it's completely free. So, okay, great, I'll sign up. So that was the first funny thing that happened. I think the discovery of TechCrunch is that it's really like an accelerator, and I was not aware of it. For 8 weeks, they prepare you to the pitch with master classes, with top-notch individual of all kind of stuff, fundraising or how to talk to the press, how to pitch. Like they also prepare you for the pitch, which is cool. Many accelerators do that, but they have a very specific way, the structure. They give you the structure on how to pitch and be effective. So it was a really good. It was lots of growth. And then it's nice that they give you 3 days for the booth, so you get a lot of exposure, both on the investment side and the sales side. So we got a lot out of it, lots of really good leads, and it's just incredible to just meet so many founders from all over the world. You know, they are all on the same boat, and we're all struggling, and we're all enjoying the small victories that we get here and there. So. Yeah, I think it was a very positive experience.
Nice. And how about that 2-minute pitch? Can we hear it? Can we hear your
Right now?
Yeah.
I think I forgot. Okay, I'm Antonio Forenza, founder and CEO of AWEAR. A couple of years back, I was stressed and overweight. So I said enough is enough, and I got myself an Apple Watch and lost 40 pounds in 12 months. I got fit, but I was still stressed. So I looked around and said, what if I could lose 40 pounds of stress? How would I even measure it? And current wearables, they can track your sleep, your fitness, your nutrition, but none of them can track your mental wellness. That's what we build AWEAR. Now, like me, 3 out of 4 people in this room experience sustained stress that is affecting our health. Okay? And many of us are not even aware of it. Okay, mental wellness is widely recognized as one of the key pillars of longevity. Okay, but there is no tool today to really measure and track that mental wellness. So at AWEAR we provide a solution for that. It's a stylish ear cuff. It's a stylish ear patch that tracks your emotions and uses EEG technology to track your brainwaves. Brainwaves are tiny electrical signals naturally generated by millions of neurons firing up in your brain as you experience emotion. We apply our machine learning algorithms to those signals to provide you with insight and personalized AI coaching. We're a team of passionate engineers and neuroscientists who are convinced we can build this product because we already did it. It's available at AWEAR.us. There's a discount code that I can give you if you're interested. We also have traction with Stanford and PayPal with Stanford longevity groups. We are going to be raising our seed round in January, and if you're interested, come talk to us.
That's his website there. But thank you so much. Yeah.
What's the discount code for a couple?
Oh, AWEAR. It's AWEAR Alpha. I think it's AWEAR Alpha or Alpha. Yeah, AWEAR Alpha, I think.
Can I ask a question?
Was that?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes, we're open to questions.
Do you have like a multi-tenant account where you can see like your family's data?
No yet, but we wanna add that feature just like Aura. So in Aura you can share with a close group of friends a limited number of features. So I just want to make sure that we understand this is in alpha, so it's a very limited type of number of features. The first time we give the device to people, they're complete strangers. So we're still, improving the user experience, but that absolutely, that sharing of data, whatever data you want to share is going to be a big part of it, because one of the many things that we heard from our customers is, what if I could know that my husband has a tough day at work and he's going to come back home a little bit more stressed than usual, instead of, telling him, go put the trash in, go take out the trash and just be more kind, or vice versa. What if I drive you back home and the app tells me, maybe you should go for a walk before you step inside your house and bring all your work to your home. So I think the sharing part, I feel that it's gonna be like part of the user experience where people will understand each other a little bit better. We're so bad at communicating our emotions. We're so ashamed of communicating our emotion. But we are not ashamed of communicating a stomachache or a headache, right? How crazy is that, right? Yeah. Hi.
Can you share how many mental states are measured through your device?
So right now we're measuring what's called stress arousal. It's a biomarker very well known in neuroscience and tells you whether you're calm or stressed. And like I said, because it's an alpha and we're still training our algorithms, measuring collecting much more data from the users and keep improving, just like what I did at the very beginning, started from 10 users and 100 users, 1,000 users. But the roadmap is a lot more brainwave features, so a lot of more data features that you can add. So focus is a very standard one using an EEG, tons of literature on that. We are actually working on it to add it. Our long-term vision is really to build a platform that allows you to continuously monitor the health of your brain. And so whether you just had a brain injury, and so do prediction of brain injury, prediction of seizure, prediction of stroke someday, potentially understand, shed light on neurodegenerative disease. Now, this is all speculation at this point. There is publication that EEG correlates with a lot of these conditions, but whether we can do it from this region of the brain and with our device is still to be seen, but that's our roadmap. We want to one by one import all these features, and that's why we are having all this collaboration on B2B use cases, even if we are B2C, we're learning from there. That we have been selling our device to Stanford, they use it for a completely different mental health condition. Maybe someday that will be part of our platform, we'll have to see.
So that was very powerful when you actually had the device.
Yeah, that was part of the pitch.
Yes. So I'm guessing you built that before you raised your seed round, which means you had the resources to do that, which not all startups can do. Do you think that's the right way to go? Do you think that made a good difference for your company?
So a little bit of my journey. Hardware is really hard to build without funding, because even if you do a Kickstarter, it's kind of funny. Like, it's a Kickstarter, but it's not like Kickstarter 10 years ago. Now, when you do the Kickstarter, your user expects you to ship within 3 to 6 months. And any money you're making out of Kickstarter, I mean, if you're doing a product like this, where there is hardware, software, and neuroscience, there is 3 components to our product, it's really hard to do with Kickstarter. If it's like a little kitchen tool, maybe, if you know how to design hardware. But so the first year we basically bootstrapped. And I basically stitched together, I taught myself how to code in Flutter, and did the first mobile app, and I used existing neurotech devices to prototype it. So I put this really ugly prototype on my ear that looked like gigantic, but it did the job, and they could explain to the investor what I was doing. And then got a little money from Techstars, and they gave us some more ability to now hire someone who would design the hardware. And then did a pre-seed that took us all the way here. And now with the seed, we're gonna miniaturize this, making it much more fashionable, much nicer. So I'm taking, I don't know whether it's the right approach or not, but I'm just taking the baby step. I'm very aware of our budget and try not to waste my investors' money and try to make the best out of it. It's a journey. I'm still learning myself day to day. So does that address your question? Or?
Yeah, it was great. The pitch was perfect.
Hi, thank you for your pitch. I was going to ask you, how did you get the scientific evidence for your product?
Yeah, good question. So I started from 10 years of academic research. There's 10 years of publication in neuroscience about how to map EEG signal to emotions. And that's the first thing I did when I started this project. Then I read all the people that published those papers. I started partnering with them, and these are neuroscientists from UCSF, Stanford, to universities in Italy. And they've done tons of publication on the topic. So they became our advisors. So I started collaborating with them, publish with them, validating those results against our device, and then it just keep going validation. So we have lots of data right now. We're going to have more data with the alpha testers, maybe all getting better and better. Just following the same playbook as Aura. If you talk to the first Aura users, it was kind of clunky, and just get better and better and better. The more data you get, the more you can refine your algorithm. And that's the journey we're doing.
A completely different question. In terms of go-to-market, do you have, what's the main channel that you are using? Is it your website? Is it partners?
I use everything. That's the cool thing of a good, that's the frustrating thing of go-to-market. By the way, I'm learning myself how to do it. I've never done it before, to be completely honest. And I have a lot of really, really good mentors that I'm very blessed about. People who have built serious wearables. They're, massive revenue. And so getting a lot of tips from them. But also, the thing with go-to-market what I'm learning is that there's no definite playbook. Because if I follow the playbook of Aura, there was Aura 10 years ago, right? Completely different from today. 10 years ago, maybe Facebook was more popular. Today, something completely different. So I think one important thing is just track your KPIs and then test all the channels and then see which one you get more traction. And then based on that, and what are your ICP? Identify your ICP. And then you do a combination of the usual 20 plus channels and identify which one. Was that?
What is your RCP?
Oh, initial customer profile. So it's like the first sorry about that. Yeah. It's founders actually. Yeah, founders. We get a lot of traction from founders because you understand technologies and regulating emotions. For us founders is not always easy, even if you're the cool thing about founders is that we are very self-aware of our emotion typically, but still, when things go downhill, it's challenging not to maybe explode or regulate your emotions, and so bringing that, we hear a lot of founders telling us, I wish I didn't yell to my team, they didn't deserve that, they worked there, they're working really hard, and so I think that self-regulation is very useful for founders.
Thank you so much, Antonio.
Thank you.